Fear, that gripping feeling of potential danger, urging you to react but you are not able to. This is usually the case for being a coward, which is why they are always being viewed negatively. However, for survival, a coward fosters a cautious strategic approach, potentially avoiding unnecessary risks and conflicts. And that is necessary for Pokemon and trainers to be in this Elite Redux game. So, what does Coward do? In this realm, it is an ability that sets up Protect on switching, hence allowing strategic approach to either support your teammates or have a safe setup, avoiding unnecessary risk or death, which can turn the tide around. However, it can only work once. So who say Coward is a bad thing? I am a doubles player, so all information I research is mainly for doubles, and this of version 2.5 full. Before we begin, just to take note, this ability is still a little buggy, so where Coward works on the first turn or when upon switch in. However, if your ally is dead and then you swap in with Coward for the first time, Coward will not protect you. Hence, this interaction works very weird. Hence, to make full use of this Coward ability, it works best as a lead, especially in doubles. In a lead, you can have a free setup and then sweep or be a support to follow me up and let your ally to set up, for example. So with this in mind, only few mons have this ability, and furthermore, you can use effectively, and here I am going to list them down in no particular order. So first up, a fast sweeper like Watrio, where it can set up safely with Swords Dance and then try to sweep with Surf or Earthquake. However, its base stat is pretty weak, so hopefully with its damage multiplier from its ability and setup, this can allow it to sweep. Next, there are some slow sweeper like Wemidem and Shaka, which could also set up safely with Nasty Plot or Power Trick respectively, but it also requires another support to set up like Trick Room, where speed will be inverse for 5 turns, allowing slower mons to outspeed your enemy. In my opinion, support move with Coward would be more advantageous, allowing your stronger mons to have a setup. These mons may look weak, but it can guarantee you a weather or a terrain on that first turn, and some of them can do even more support moves like Haze, Soak, Helping Hand, Dragon Cheer, String Shot, so don't sleep on them. Blipbug, Galarian Ponyta and Mega Sebai is another strong support that also guarantees a trick room on that first turn. Hence, this can couple with strong slow attacker like Zoko, Steelix, Mega Slowbro and Slowking for example. And yes, spoiler alert, you can have 2 Coward leads of Shaka and one of these mods. But with a weird interaction, once Coward has been activated on the first turn, even if you Mega straight up or you switch up, you will still be protected. Hence, on the first turn, you can straight up Mega and Power Trick and then Trick Room. And with Helping Hand in the second turn, the enemies would be cooked. Even though I already mentioned Wemidem, it is also another very strong support, as not just it can set up a sunny day, it also has the best support moveset with Coward. Yes, Redirection, the Rage Powder, meaning on the first turn with Rage Powder, this plant will still be alive, and your sweeper can have a safe setup. If your sweeper can't outspeed, this plant can also String Shot or has setting up a sticky web. And if you think this plant is OP, yes, take a look at this Gimmicks, the unevolved form of Golden Go. It has Prankster and Good and Go on top of that Coward. So it can have a weather setup too and a better redirection, follow me, meaning with Coward it is not able to die and the ally can set up. But also take note, it has Prankster, so meaning a Prankster follow me, you are in the same speed tier as Extreme Spurt. So unfortunately, because its base stats is pretty low, so this Monemon is also pretty slow. So after the next few turns, the enemy can't status you because of that good to go. So spore and glare, and if you use follow me, the enemies will not be able to touch you, and your own ally will be safe from those status move. And at the same time, because with Prankster, it can also set up with screens of using this ability. And if your ally is pretty slow like Toko, just Prankster after you, and your Toko can erupt all the way, for example. So yeah, that is busted. So with a fun gimmick, Ditto is also a coward that can safely transform into your own ally or enemies. The difference between imposter and transform is that if your enemies or your ally wants to set up, your Ditto can take that stat boost too, but I think it's going to be hard to do that. And of course, last but not least, to save for the best, these cats I felt is the most busted mons with coward. First, a Alolan Persian can be used as a sweeper with Nasty Plot. The downside is that it doesn't have a good spread move other than Snout. But to effectively use these cats is to use as a support. Either have the baby form hold Everlight to be more tanky, or the adult form to have a focus sash. You can then have more turns to use follow me. It also has Prankster too, so with extreme speed that has a lower base speed than a Alolan Persian, you can protect for them too. So yeah, too bad for this choice band D-Speed Arcanine for example. And you can also do other shenanigans like coaching, flatter, after you, quash, fake out with Prankster, etc. But I think another best move, there's a good combo with Coward and has a Prankster, is Parting Shot. Yes, with this weird combo, you can Parting Shot and swap into a mon you want to bring in safely, and that mon will still be protected on the first turn. Just take note, as mentioned earlier, this only works if Alolan Persian is in a lead during the start of the battle. If Alolan Persian is in another position, you can't safely Parting Shot anymore. So I'm not so sure if this interaction works as intended, but for now, why not use it? So my guess is that if you want to use this combo is when your lead is in a bad matchup, so that you can Parting Shot safely into a mon that can deal with the enemy's lead. So even with all these strategies, as of now I could think of, some weakness would be like neutralizing gas to negate your abilities, and of course, spread move. Hence, enemies like Typhlosion and Regidrago, yes, you would be cooked. So nonetheless, I think it's still quite fun to use this combo with this coward ability. So in conclusion, do not mess with these cowards. These cowards can turn the table around and go against you. So check out the video here if you haven't done so, where I give an example of how I could use this coward ability as a support. Let me know in the comments if these combos works, or if you agree or disagree with me, or if I missed out anything, or any combos or my research could have helped in these singles. Until then, I will see you in the next video.